So let's jump right in to this video. Again, we're just continuing off where we left last video with the regular expressions and talking about groups, gathering data, and maybe if we have some kind of variables in our expressions, maybe we can do that. So just realize that the texts and the files and whatnot that we had before are all the same. And if I had F9 here, we get all of that, the file contents, the emails, the email, that one email that I sent from my former deputy is in there, and we can analyze that thing. Okay, so the first thing that we want to talk about really is groups. So if you use parentheses in your expression that you're creating, then you can group things together. And what that allows us to do are things like this. Suppose we want all the, so remember, let me bring up the text to search. Remember down here where we had Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Smith, and last time we only wanted the Misters. Now suppose that we want Misters or Misses, so we want to capture all of these. Just to recall what we're, hopefully I brought it in. Yes, I did. Okay. So in this case, we have Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Smith, and Mr. T, and that's where we left off last time. We created this regular expression, and now I want to create one using maybe a group, and this or, the bar, the one right above the slash, allows you to do ors. So let's get rid of some of this stuff. Actually, let's group Mr. and say I want to do Mr. or maybe Mrs. or Miss. So any of these will work, and then a dot, a period, and that's either there or not there, because in some of these cases it's not there. And then a space, and then a capital letter, and then all. Okay, that looks like it should work. Let's see if it does. And you can see that we captured 6 of them. 1, 2, 3. Yep, we got 6. Okay. So that's what a group does. You can, there's other ways we can do it. We could have done, let's see, we could have done something like, so since I have an M in each one of these, I can take the M out. Put the M at the beginning, and hopefully that captures the same thing. Right. So we could have done this way. This looks a little more confusing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with throwing the M's inside there. I will tell you that some of the Python programmers will do exactly what I did here, even though it may look a little bit more difficult. Okay, so now what I want to do is capture maybe some emails. And so let's bring up emails. So let's bring this one up, and we see sort of what it looks like. So let's start. Let's see, how would I do this? So I got the R, and maybe a character set, and so let's see, A through Z, and capital A through capital Z, so that's all the letters. And then what is a quantifier? Which quantifier? What is it? Star. So I want at least 1. So star would be 0 or not. So I want at least 1. And then we want an @ sign. So I'm going to have a literal @ sign. I don't think we need to escape that one. So I have a literal @ sign. And then maybe another character set where I'm going A through Z, A through Z. And then plus to go line, so we got at least 1. So I have a group of characters, an @ sign, a group of characters, and then I want a dot, right? So I want something. Remember, we have to escape that one because the dot otherwise would be any letter there. And then let's see. I'm going to put a group here. And in this case, I'm going to do com. At first, I'm going to just do com and edu. So let's just capture a couple of them just to see if it works. All right. So we see that this simple thing that we sort of built real quickly captures the .coms and .edu. It got all of that one, which was good, but it didn't get all of that one. Now, why was it missing that one? But it looks like it needs a period. So in this first little group of letters here, in this character set that can be however many long, I want to include a dot. So I think this will now get all of Jake Laporte dot blah, blah, blah. So hit F9, and we got all of those two. What else do we need? Net and gov. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more ors in here where we put net and gov. See if I capture anything else. Got USMA. All right, good. So USMA came up, and then Laporte. So I'm missing an underscore. So I'm going to do an underscore. That should capture all of that one. And then in this case, I'm missing a dash in numbers, and then a dash on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the dash over here. I'm going to throw the dash over here, and I'm going to put 0 through 9. All right, so hopefully this gets everything, or most of it. Okay, so I think we have everything. So GJ Laporte, Jake.Laporte, Jake-321. So you see how I built this thing up, just starting just a little bit at a time. You can do that in your code. So start off with something that sort of halfway does what you want it to do, and then take some time to figure out exactly what you want it to do. If you come down here, you can see maybe you can even get this stuff off the internet. You know, maybe somebody's already thought about how to capture email addresses, and you see that is the case. And how close is ours to that one? They get underscore, dot. They got so you can use a plus in an email. I think that's the only thing added in this one was that one with that plus. And then it looks like they just copied this and pasted it over here. No, let's see, A through Z, 0 through 9, and a dash. So the only thing they're letting you do on this extra is a dash, because that's a hanging dash out there, and then a dot, and then A through Z, 0 to 9. Okay, and they're letting you have dots in here as well. Okay, I mean, and then the plus operator. Let's see what happens for emails. So it actually captures all of them right from the beginning, which is good. And then what would happen if I did email? So remember what email is. So if I bring that up, that's an entire email that I just saved into a text file. So it's got a whole bunch of stuff in there. Let's see if I can snag all of the emails out of that thing. Oh, look at that. So I got a lot of people, whoever was in that email, it looks like it captured it multiple times. Let's see, there's Big Grover. There's Big Grover again. That's myself, in case you guys didn't know that. And there I am again. Okay, so it looks like a couple of times. It might have been an email that was forwarded and backward, and some replies and whatnot. Anyway, so you can see how easy it is to capture whatever. If we know what the pattern looks like, then we can create this pattern and then go and capture the data. Well, I actually haven't captured the data yet. So now let's capturing data. What did I want to do here? Maybe we just copied whatever was up here. Oh, no, I wanted to do URLs. That's right. So I didn't write that down. I guess I should have wrote that in here. URLs. We could have captured the email addresses, but it just gives us another chance to practice creating these URLs. So URLs, let's bring up URLs and kind of see what they are. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture, because all this www business and HTTPS, I mean, that stuff is there. I want to capture the name of the site and the dot, whatever it is, .com. So in other words, I want google.com, jakelaporte.com, youtube.com, NASA, www. I don't want to need the www, so I know that's going to be there. So nasa.gov and noaa.gov. Okay, so that's what I want to capture. And I'm starting off with a sort of a blank slate here. And let's go with, so the first thing that's going to happen is I know I'm going to have an H. URLs again, just so I can look at it. So HTTP, and then I guess I can have an S there. So we'll throw an S. Oops, not that there. I'm going to throw an S over here. And then I don't know if that could be there or could not be there, because we have one that doesn't have it. Let's roll that out to find out what it's doing. Looks like we've already captured 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like we already captured them, right? So the next thing we need to do, or the rest of the code here is just getting the information where we want it, right? So www, so that's a group www, and then a dot, and that's either there or not. So that's a question mark. So sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Remember, the question mark is, look over to the left, that whole group, it's either there or not. And then let's see, character set Z, A through Z, and then it's a plus because I want at least something there, and then a dot. So then a dot, and then let's put in a group called com or gov. What happens here? Ooh, it didn't give us anything. What did I mess up here? So HTTPS, let's see, plus, am I doing URL? I am doing URLs, and it didn't like anything. Huh. So let's back off maybe some of this stuff. So question, oh yeah, what am I missing here? I'm missing the colon, it looks like, possibly. So right before that, I'm gonna put a literal colon in there. See if that works. Nope. Didn't solve our problem. Oh, because I'm also missing those dashes. Goodness sakes alive. This thing is very literal. If you don't have every little thing that's in there, then it's not going to match it. Which is probably what you want, but you know when you're trying to debug this thing, it gets difficult. All right, so we have HTTPS, www Google. All right, so we're getting everything. I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I should be looking down here. So I got all that. Got all of that one, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we got everything. Now I need to capture it. If these groups allow you to capture your data. So let me snag this thing that we just created, Control C. I'm going to put it in here, Control V, and we're going to capture in this thing called data. So I'm going to append, oh, I need one more. Let's see, what can I put in here as a group? If I want to capture all of the www, so I want google.com. So let's go back to find google.com and put a parenthesis around it. So I'm going to put a parenthesis around that and that. That's going to be a group. So we'll have the overall, the thing that gets printed out. So this thing right here will be in what's called group 1, whatever that is. But I don't want all of that. And then the www, you're either going to have it or you're not. So some of these things have wwws. This one doesn't have it. This one doesn't have it. So it'll either be there or not. But I don't really care about that. What I care about now is the stuff that comes after that. And that's why I'll put a parenthesis around that. So that's group 0, group 1, and this will be group 2. So group 2 is the one that I care about. So I can match group 2, and then we can just highlight the whole thing in F9, and you can see that it's google.com, jakelaporte.com, youtube.com, nasa.gov, and noaa.gov. So that's how you get the information that we're interested in. If you wanted the other groups, if you just want to see what they are, we can put it in here too. So 0, which will be the entire thing. Match group 1. I think group 1 is either www or nothing, so it could be none. And then let's put in match group 3. I think I have 3 of these suckers on there. Let me go back and find it. So that's www. That's what we're looking for. Oh, and then it's either com or gov. So that'll also be in the data now. So now if you look at it, you'll see the entire thing, then the www, and then the Google, the thing that we're looking for, the thing that we captured earlier, and then the com, and so on and so forth. And all of that has to do with what, like where you had these parentheses. So if you're trying to capture something, then you want to make sure you have parentheses around the thing that you're trying to capture. All right, another way to do it is this find all business. You guys have seen that already. If you do data equals pattern.find, so I don't have to redo the pattern. The pattern is the same thing that we had up here. And then I just want to print the data. You get www. So it's a tuple inside here. So 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1. So the only thing it's not included is this first one. The first one that's the entire thing. So it's not putting in group 0. It's putting in group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay. Hopefully you don't have any questions about that. That's pretty straightforward. You can capture the data doing that. Now what I want to do is maybe have some variables in our expression. So I'm going to show you how to create this thing, and we're going to find all of the 3-letter words in this text to search. That's the first thing that we're going to do. So how would I do that? So R, a boundary on one side, and then A through Z, end it, and then I think it should probably be a O. I don't want this to be a plus because that would be all of the words. I only want 3-letter words. So now what you got to do is put maybe that. I can get rid of those. And then put plus. So I'm going to typecast num letters. And plus. And then I need a little brace there. Make sure that that's also a raw string, and then /b. That's why I need it to be a raw string, because that might do something other than what I'm trying to get it to do. So I need to put a boundary on one side, letters, I want exactly 3 of them, and then a boundary on the other side. So this will give me, I hope, all of the 3-letter matches. There you go. So if I put text to search, it gives you com, Ms., MR. It gave you 2 of them because it's going to give you every single one of them, right? So I didn't put anything in there that stops it if it's repeating. Okay, so that's how you do that one. And then all I need to do now is just copy paste this. So it's Control-C, Control-V, and then we're going to go num letters in range. So this thing is going to go from 1 to 20. We're still searching text to search, and then it's going to print out the num letters. In other words, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 20, and actually 19. And then it's going to give you the length of matches. What does that mean? That is how big this, so it's going to count it, right? So it's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to tell you how many's in there, and then it's going to actually list it out for you. So that's what we're wanting it to do. All right, so this is pretty decent. So now I can kind of get an idea. There's one letter word in there. There's 7 2-letter words, and there they are. There's 11 3-letter words, and there they are, and so on and so forth. You can see that the biggest word is a 13-letter word, and there's only one of those, and it's called meta characters. All right, so that's how you would go about doing that. And then I just left this code in here. I didn't want you guys to sit here and have to watch me type all this stuff in. But if my pattern is this, so word boundary, any number of words, and then the word boundary. All I'm doing now is I'm capturing all the words that's in that email. Oh, hold on, we'll do this to the email too. That gives me a good idea. I haven't done this yet. Oh, look at that. So in that email that I saved, you can see there's 139 letter words. There's 10. I'm sorry, yeah. 61 10-letter words: scheduling, understand, deconflict, objectives, memorandum, blah, blah, blah. And you see all that. 47 11, 11, yeah, 47 11 letter words. And there they are, and so on and so forth. Okay. So now we're going to come down here and we're going to, I want to figure out how many, or what's the max usage of words in that thing. So again, all it's doing is creating this, find me all the words that are in this email, and then go through and create a dictionary. And then every time, if the word is in the dictionary, then add one to it, right? So that's basically what it's doing for us. And you can see that word in matches. Oh, so matches just finds, that's just a big giant. So if you want to know the length of matches, that just tells you how many words are in the document. So there's 2,313 words in an email, and then the data is now a dictionary that basically, if I pulled it up, you would see every word that's in there. So these are all the words, and then how many times it showed up. Now, I'd probably tell you that exception and exceptions, there's probably something we can do to combine those two. I didn't really want to spend a whole bunch of time on that. And then maybe even later on, you see some lowercase words, so exception and then smaller. I wonder if there's a smaller, yeah, there is. So exception, there it is. So there's one of those, and then one of those suckers had a capital E on it. So you probably want to combine those. But again, I didn't want to spend too much time on this thing. And just to show you, maybe 2020 had 13 times it was used, March was used, kernel was used 32 times, and was used 44, and so on and so forth. You can kind of see. I just gave it a number. I said if it's bigger than 7, throw it in max usage, and then let me look at it. All right, that's all I got. Hopefully this sucker wasn't too long, and we'll see you next time.